We begin by dusting in the bathrooms, the bathroom fixtures, the door trim, the hinges, the baseboards, everything. Any surface that dust can land on, we will be dusting it. Here are just a few examples in the video. Even the top of the shower head gets dusty. Definitely the windowsills. And the toilet paper holder gets super dusty, so we want to hit that every time. Hard to reach areas, definitely want to dust. There will be dust there. The decorative trim on cabinet doors, here and throughout the house. Dusting light fixtures. Because of the light, the dust shows up very obviously, so we want to get those areas. Dusting mirrors. When the light hits it, you will be able to see the dust on it, so we want to make sure we dust it. Being super thorough, like in the video. And then we will vacuum. We'll start by vacuuming any bathroom mats. On the vacuum, I put it on the eco setting, so the suction's a little less and it makes it easier to vacuum the mats. I'll also flip it over and get any hair or fuzz I see on the other side. It's kind of hard to do, as you can see in the video, so just trying your best. And then when I pick it up, just shaking any dust off on the floor so I can vacuum it up in a second. Getting the other mat, and I do the same thing. Once I'm done vacuuming it, I do give it a little shake. Things will still fall out of it. And we want to vacuum first after we dust and before we start cleaning, so that we can get anything off the floor before we get the floor wet. The floor will get wet when we're cleaning the sink and the shower and stuff, so we want to vacuum before there's any moisture on the floor. There's a bunch of hair always in the bathroom on the floor, so we want to vacuum it up, because once the floor gets wet, the hair gets stuck to the floor, so it's harder to clean. Now I've put it back on the normal setting, which is a blue, and it says auto, and I'll start vacuuming the floor, literally getting every little part. Under this vanity, there is a gap where the vacuum can fit, so we gotta stick the vacuum underneath there to get any dust that's underneath there. What we're mostly vacuuming up is dust in a lot of these homes, because we are there so often, so we have to get all those hard to reach areas because that's what the homeowner expects. Moving anything out of our way so we can get the floor. Now I don't vacuum directly underneath the toilet, because honestly sometimes there's pee there and I don't want to be running the vacuum through that. But I'm just getting the dust on the sides of the toilet. Now we'll clean the sink and the vanity. We have our soap and our Windex for the mirror, orange bathroom rags, mirror rag, scrub daddy sponge, and a grout brush. We'll first start cleaning the mirror, and we'll wipe down the whole entire mirror, making sure we're not leaving any streaks. And here I'm like bending down to get a different angle, because this way you'll be able to see any streaks or anything you've missed. If you just look at it head on, you probably won't see everything. Now we're going to clean the sink and the vanity. We're using that soap, spraying down the counters, getting our sponge, moving anything to clean the counters. Now the Scrub Daddy sponges we only use in the bathroom, so we'll use it in the sink, on the counters, and in the shower or bathtub. Making sure to get the faucet and the handles, getting the front, the back, the underneath. It all needs to be scrubbed even if you can't see it from standing up, if you look, there will probably be like soap or toothpaste or whatever, so we want to get it, be super thorough. And then I clean the sink after I'm done with the counters, because there's usually more grime in the sink and I don't want to be spreading that all around the counters. Getting that back wall, it often gets missed. Scrubbing the drain. Now I got the grout brush to get the hard to reach areas. Using it on the drain. Mold can build up here, so it gets all the mold out. Deep cleaning this little area right now. Then we get an orange rag to wipe up all the suds. Completely wiping and drying the handles and the faucet. If we don't dry it properly, it'll stay streaky, so we want to make sure we get all streaks and all the moisture off of them. Here I'm kind of doing an extra cleaning, but I'm wiping down the light fixtures in the bathroom. This doesn't need to be done every cleaning, but every so often. Now with multi-purpose on a new clean rag, I'm going to wipe down the front of the vanity. This needs to be done every time. There'll be lotion, soap, toothpaste dripped on the front of these, so we want to wipe them, and the handles. Now I'm wiping the baseboard and wall below the hand towel. There will be water droplets on the wall, so we just want to wipe that up if we see it. I'm wiping the soap dispenser. We need to do this every time, and any other products that are on the sink countertop should be wiped if needed. And here I'm even wiping the light switch because it had fingerprints on it. Now we begin cleaning the toilet. The disinfectant, toilet bowl cleaner, we don't put the tip on the toilet bowl, we just squirt it in there. And we use paper towels on the toilets, and I'm getting them ready. We need 5 or 6 to clean each toilet. We never use rags on the toilets. So I'm getting everything ready so I'm not touching anything in our cleaning buckets with dirty gloves that I've just touched the toilet with. I'm gonna squirt the toilet bowl cleaner in there, but I'm not touching it like I said. And then I'll spray down the toilet with the disinfectant, the seat, the back of it, the underneath of it, the floor underneath the toilet. We're gonna wipe all these areas. I scrub out the whole toilet bowl underneath the rim too. Now I'm starting wiping down the toilet with the paper towels. I need to get the back, there'll be dust here. The part of the toilet where the seat is attached to the toilet's important. There's always stuff here to be cleaned. I even pop the cap off where the toilet seat is screwed down to get in there. That helps to eliminate any odors to clean in there. We literally wipe down the entire toilet with the paper towels. We've disinfected the whole thing. Now we just wipe it all clean. So that's the top of the toilet, the lid, the seat, underneath it. We'll get it all. I don't think I was able to record it all, but we do need to wipe like even the back of the toilet, underneath of it. And I like to get the floor underneath the toilet too, where I didn't put the vacuum, so that when we come and mop, at least it's been disinfectant. It's important to pay attention to this area where the toilet seat hinges. There's always dust buildup here, and it's an easily missed spot, but we need to make sure we're doing it because the homeowner will definitely notice if it isn't. Wiping the whole seat, underneath, and you can see I'm taking my time. I'm wiping every little part of this toilet because that's really the expectation. That's really what we have to do. And because we clean these houses so often, we're never dealing with very gross toilets or anything. We do want to make sure the whole toilet is sanitized and cleaned, like you're seeing in this video. And even underneath the hinges there. Now I'm gonna wipe down the sides and the front of the toilet. I'm checking over my work. I didn't record it, but the back of the toilet was wiped as well. Now I'm immediately removing my gloves so I'm not cross-contaminating the toilet germs to the rest of the bathroom, flushing the toilet, and then just double checking. And we do, if the trash can has a lid like this, we will wipe down the top of it. It will be super dusty, they always are. And I'm putting it back in place. Now we're gonna clean the shower. I'm filling up one of these orange buckets that we use to throw the dirty rags because the shower does not have a shower head hose. So we will wet the whole shower first with this bucket of water. You'll see how I do it. You just place it against the wall and it'll pour out. And this way we will be able to scrub out the whole shower. I didn't get it in this video, but I removed any personal items, so razors, loofahs, bars of soap, before I started wetting the shower. And now I'm spraying it with our soap. And then we just go to town and scrub out the whole shower. So if this shower is being used on a daily basis, we do have to scrub the entire shower like this to make sure we keep it clean. If it is a guest bathroom, this isn't always necessary if it's not being used. But here I'm getting the shower head that often gets missed, but we gotta scrub it. Faucet handle, this helps so that hard water stains don't build up on the faucet, the shower head, the handle, getting everywhere. Getting behind any soap bottles. And like I mentioned before, we move any like loofahs or anything because we don't want to be getting like soap and cleaning water on people's like loofahs and razors. So we take that out before we even start cleaning the shower, and then we place it back near the end. And as you can see, I'm getting every inch of this shower. And I've got the grout brush that gets the grout, so if there's any like kind of black mold that you notice, this is great for getting it out, or kind of that pink soap buildup. It'll get that all out of the grout. Scrubbing out the tub and making sure to get the walls of the tub. And we can use Barkeeper's Friend in the tub, and that helps to get any built up residue out of there. It's abrasive, so it's good to use in tubs or sinks if there's any kind of brown staining or whatever from the water or from taking baths. I'm using the grout brush to clean out the drain. Now I'm filling that bucket up again so we can rinse all the suds out of the shower because we just finished cleaning it. If it did have a shower hose, we would just use that. We wouldn't need the bucket. Cleaning that shower head, like I said, often gets missed just due to it being up high. Now we're going to squeegee the shower before we wipe it down. This gets any excess water off the surfaces. But we want to do a really good job at drying out people's showers, because if we don't, that's how mold builds up, like in the corners and the grout and everything. So we squeegee it and then we wipe it all down. And like I said, it's super important to make sure the shower's dry once we're done cleaning it. We don't want to be the reason someone's getting mold in their shower because we're leaving it damp in there every time we clean it. Now this is the final dry out. I'm just got a clean new orange rag and I'm wiping down the tile. Wiping off any soap bottles in there. There will probably be soap dripped on the outside of them, so we want to make sure we get that. And underneath where they're sitting, there's probably soap there too. See how I'm wiping that top part of the shelf? That's actually a place that gets missed too, because water like builds up right there, so we want to make sure we get that. And we do have to wipe the outside of the tub. Now wiping out the inside of the tub, making sure there's no residue left on the walls of the tub. One way you can check is if you run your hand along it, you'll feel if it's smooth and it's clean. If you can feel kind of some kind of grime or something on it, it definitely needs to be wiped or cleaned again. You can see I'm feeling for anything left on the bathtub walls. We want to make sure we don't leave any hair in here, because even though we've just cleaned the whole shower, if there's one hair just left in the middle of it, the homeowner is probably going to see that and think, did they clean the shower? So gotta make sure to do that. And if there's any hair in the drain. So now I'm going to put the shower curtain back down, putting the plastic lining on the inside. And now we're just going to put the bathroom back together like how we found it. I'm going to put the personal items back, the soap bars, the razor. I'm just moving this towel out of the way so I can mop. Obviously I don't want to get mop spray on someone's bath towel. And once we're done mopping, we will go over it with a floor rag. There's no way to completely get everything off the floor with one just mop. We do have to go over it, like see this area the mop wasn't able to fit, so I'm gonna wipe it by hand with the multi-purpose and making sure any hair that got left on the ground, we're wiping that up. I see that there's dust along here, so I'm gonna wipe that up. The vacuum and the mop didn't get it, so I'll do it with the rag. And this is part of like finishing up the bathroom and just double checking your work, is to go over the floors kind of by hand. It might be faster than this, it might be just one little thing that needs to be wiped, or here I'm kind of being more thorough because the tile is white and everything shows up. Double checking my work, checking the sink, the mirror, the floors. I put the mats back where they were. Checking that I took the trash out, and double checking the shower, like I said, for any stray hairs or anything. Looks good.